everybody, and welcome to Jeff's Baking Blog. Today I'm going to be making some caramel chocolate chip muffins. Now if you don't have caramel chocolate chips, you could use dark milk or white chocolate chips and these muffins would work just as well. But because I have some caramel ones and I like that flavour, that's what I'm going to use. I'm also going to put into my muffin mixture some malted milk powder to give the muffin itself a bit of extra flavour, but that's optional. I'm doing that because I like that flavour as well, I think. And for the ingredients, I have 1 cup, which is 150 grams of these chocolate chips. These are the caramel ones, but as I say, you can use any flavour of chocolate chips that you want. I have 2 medium eggs, that would be large in the USA, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, half a teaspoon of salt. I have 135 grams, which is 2/3 of a cup of light brown sugar. Again, you could use caster sugar. The light brown sugar is going to give another caramel element to the muffins, but caster sugar or granulated sugar would work just as well. I have 30 grams, which is 3 tablespoons of my malted milk powder. I have 260 grams, which is 2 cups of plain flour. So I should say that I have in my flour 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder. I tipped that into the flour without thinking earlier, so I mentioned that now because I didn't have that in the other ingredients. And I have my oven preheating at 190 Celsius, that's 170 Celsius with a fan, 350 Fahrenheit. And I have put some muffin papers in my muffin tin. You could use ordinary muffin cases, I'm using these tulip ones. And you could actually do it without muffin papers if you grease the tins as well, I suppose. I have 2/3 of a cup, which is 160 millilitres of buttermilk. Now if you don't have buttermilk, you could just use milk, or you could take that amount of milk, 2/3 of a cup, and add about a teaspoon of white wine vinegar or a teaspoon of vinegar or lemon juice, and leave it for a few minutes and it will curdle slightly, so that would work as buttermilk if you want. Half a teaspoon of salt, I may have mentioned, and I have 113 grams, half a cup of melted butter which has cooled down. So the first thing I'm going to do is to mix the dry ingredients together. So that's the flour, the malted milk powder, the sugar and the salt. I'm just going to mix that so that they get a little bit combined. And I don't mind if there's a few lumps in my sugar. It will break down a little bit in the mixing, but it's fine. And then with that mixed together, I'll set it to one side, and in the bowl that I had the flour, I'm going to put my eggs and my vanilla and my buttermilk, and I'm going to whisk those together. Just to get those mixed up and combined. and that's fine. And I'm going to put my chocolate chips into the flour mixture. Just stir them around. And then I'm going to pour the wet ingredients, that's the buttermilk egg mixture and the butter, into the flour. And I'm simply going to mix that around until it's combined, but I don't want to mix it over mix it. With muffins, you don't like over mix the batter. And then we just need to put that as evenly as possible into our muffin cases. And then I'm going to put them into the oven. I'm going to bake them for about 18 to 20 minutes until a skewer poked into the centre comes out clean. Then I'll take them out and let them cool down, and I'll come back and show you the results. I baked the muffins for 20 minutes and a skewer in the centre came out clean, and this is what they look like. And they're actually quite good to look at, so I'll have a taste one. They're still just a little bit warm. They do taste very, very good. I can taste the malted milk powder. It gives the muffin that nice malty flavour, which goes very well with the caramel chocolate chips. And as I say, you can leave the malted milk powder out if you don't want that, and you can use any type of chocolate chip or chocolate that you want, really. You could even substitute some cocoa powder for the malted milk powder to give you a chocolate flavoured muffin as well as the chocolate chips. So that's going to be it for this recipe. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please give me the thumbs up below the video and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen there will be an eye that you can click on, and that will take you to a link for this recipe, and I'll put a link below the video for it as well, and I'll be back with another recipe in the very near future. So until then, happy baking.